Hello everyone, it's Amira. Welcome back to my channel. I am so happy you're here. We are back with another Happy Home Paradise speed build. This time I knew pretty much immediately I wanted to go super heavy on the cottagecore. Okay, I guess not immediately. When I opened up my game, I really wasn't sure what I was going to do. I was just hoping the game would tell me what I was going to do. You know, sometimes it does that. And then I saw Coco on the Happy Home Paradise beach and I said, this is going to be straight up cottagecore, pure, just like 2022 cottagecore. I feel like cottagecore in Animal Crossing was such a big thing for a while and I just miss it. And also, it's just one of my favorite things to do. I'm a very natural cottagecore Animal Crossing decorator and I hadn't done anything like that in a while because my own island, Westport, which I did just finish and post a tour of if you're interested. But my own island was like the complete opposite of that. And so I just missed doing the basic cottagecore girly things with the picnic spots and all the books and the coffee and all the clutter and the plants and the dirt pathing and the weird little country stuff like I use a pinwheel, not a pinwheel. What's it called? The spinning wheel, the thing that like Sleeping Beauty pricks her finger on. I use that. I use like the clothesline. I use the milk jugs. I love how random cottagecore can be. You just put a bunch of random stuff and then put a flower and it looks pretty. And that's what this build is. And I love cottagecore with my whole heart. Once again, I feel like I will start every single speed build like this. It takes me an embarrassingly long time to finish the exterior of this house. Oh my gosh. And this is something that like I have to put away for a little bit, not put away, but like I leave it alone and I start just decorating the lawn and then I come back to it multiple different times because it just took me forever. At first, I really wanted to stick to the like light wood, light everything, like whites cottagecore. Do you know what I'm talking about? There's like, I feel like two different types of cottagecore. There's the one island where like everything is white, okay? All the flowers are white, all the homes are white, and then you have some wood and some green, but for the most part it's white. That's what I was originally leaning towards. Then you have the other cottagecore that's much more like witchy, like not witchy I guess, but like fairy almost, lives in a cottage that's made of like darker colors. And so you saw me lean towards that a little bit with the darker siding. I end up going back to that. I go back and forth between the two styles for a while and it just takes me a minute to figure out, okay? So here I am trying to just leave it alone for a little and start decorating the actual lawn. And I knew going into it, I wanted to put a well right in the middle of the lawn. That was pretty much the only thing I had in my head when I started this build. I knew I wanted there to be like a circular dirt patch and I wanted a well to be in it. And that's what this whole build was kind of based off of. And it took me a while to figure out. The color scheme ends up coming together. The inside is a super sweet little bedroom / sewing room. It's only one story. I don't do any kitchen or anything like that. I was just really longing for a simple cottagecore build. And that's exactly what I did. And I think it's okay to do simple builds because I think sometimes, at least for myself, I feel like I need to do these big rooms, 2-story homes, a really elaborate yard, although this yard does kind of end up being elaborate. And I didn't feel like doing 2 stories, and so I didn't. And I really like the whole thing. I think Coco is like our cottagecore queen. When I was filming this, my husband was in the room with me and he saw her and he said that she looks like a demon. And I said, yeah, she's kind of polarizing. You either really love her or you hate her. Apparently, my husband does not like her. I think she's really cute, but it did take me a while to come around. I did not like her at first. I couldn't get behind it. I got it now. I get it now. I think she's really sweet and she is just like the epitome of cottagecore for some reason. I'm not sure why we all decided that she was a cottagecore villager, but she definitely is. Maybe it's her coloring. Maybe it's because she's so neutral and just like simple. I don't know. I love her very much. So yeah, you see me building out this well for like one hot second. I thought I was going to use a pear tree. Clearly that didn't last very long. I do try out apple trees later on and that doesn't last very long either. I only used hardwood trees in this build. I wanted to do something that only used hardwood trees. I think there's just something so clean and fresh and cottagecore about hardwood trees. I don't know. They're just so simple. They're classic. You know what I mean? Here I am going in straight away with a picnic spot because I knew I wanted blankets and I wanted books and coffee and pillows and a bike and just, like cottagecore stereotype to the max. I was craving it. Oh my God, I wanted to like bite into it like an apple. That's all I wanted to do. I feel like I've made it pretty clear that cottagecore is kind of my bread and butter, if you will. It is my fail-safe. If I don't know what to do, I will throw in a cottagecore little build somewhere. I can do a picnic spot. I can do a laundry spot. I can do an overgrown garden. Anything like that in the cottagecore style. I just love it. It fills a spot in my heart, I think. I don't know. It's my go-to. And I'm so curious to know if you have a sort of theme or style that is your go-to when you don't want to build, or just your favorite in general. I know Melissa Verse really likes kidcore, and Katie Cozygaming loves the like overgrown, dark and moody vibes. And I'm just so curious to know what you guys' sort of favorite bread and butter themes are, because they're also different, and I find some of that stuff so hard to build. Like, I feel like kidcore would be so fun, but I don't know if I could pull it off. And I don't know, I'm just curious. So let us know down in the comments. I would love to hear from you. What is your favorite, your go-to theme, even if you're not building, your favorite videos to watch? I don't know. I love it. Right now, I've made this pretty clear as well. I'm really into the countryside thing. I'm so obsessed with it. I can't stop looking at pictures of countryside islands. I am so obsessed with countryside islands. I cannot get over it. Anything minimal right now is my go-to as well. I think those are really, really cool. But yeah, I think cottagecore at the end of the day is probably it for me. So let me know what yours is too. Now you can see this little picnic spot coming together, and I deliberated for a while, as you can probably tell, on the blanket code, and I ended up going with this like darker green blanket code with the other sort of floral pillows. I love when people mix and match patterns in this game. I always think that's so cute. Oh, and then I put that tent. I feel like that's such a cottagecore classic as well. I put in a bunch of wheat field. If you know me, you know I just can't live without it. It's an essential for me at this point. If I ever do a build without wheatfield, maybe reach out. Maybe say, hey, are you okay? You didn't use wheatfield in this build. And chances are I'm probably not okay. Now I go back to that darker sort of mushroomy cottagecore vibe, and I change all of the colors to be darker. And I do believe I go back to the lighter colors. I thought it would be cute. I really wanted to use that mushroom wreath. And in my head, it only made sense if I did like the darker colors. I'm not sure why. Very woodland cottagecore, if you will. But I do end up going back to the whiter, lighter colors. I also recently just restarted my own island because, like I said, I finished Westport and the dream address has been released, and everything with that one is just ready to be, that chapter is closed, it's time to move on. And so I restarted, and my new island's name is Basil, and I think it is so sweet. Oh my goodness, I love islands named after herbs. I don't know why, I just think it's so cute. I did almost go with thyme, like the herb thyme, and while I still think that would make the cutest island name, I did end up going with Basil. I also thought about naming it Fern, but I think I'm going to save that for a different theme. So speaking of themes, I am not releasing, that sounds like I have really big news to share. Okay. I'm not sharing what my island's theme is yet because I do still kind of want that to be a surprise. There have been some really close guesses in the Discord server though, and it is about that time for me to plug the Discord server because it is just a wonderful place to be. The most wonderfully kind-hearted people are over there. Lots of advice is given, lots of questions about the game, questions about life. One of our members is going on a date. Actually, I think the day that this is posted, they're going on a date. Maybe it's tomorrow. I don't know. I just know that they're going on a date and we're all very excited for them. Like, it's just a wonderful, wonderful, wonderful place to be. And so, like I said, it's about that time. I'm plugging it. The link will be in the description. Go ahead and join if you so wish. If you don't, I'm not going to force you. You know what I mean? It's fine. But the option is there for you. Anyway, there have been some very close guesses to what the theme of Basil is going to be. And again, I'm curious to know what you think. Based on the name Basil, What are your thoughts on what that theme is going to be? I am super, super, super excited about this island. I am just itching to get there. I'd also like to just apologize once again for not having a video for you on Wednesday. I was out of town last weekend and I restarted Westport, and I always forget the grind of getting to 3 stars. You know what I mean? There is a little bit of a grind, and I assumed that it would be really quick, and it really wasn't, especially, when I'm working full time. I don't have time to sit down and bust all that out in one little go. So I appreciate you for giving me some time to get that figured out. I am excited for this coming Wednesday's video. It'll be a plan with me, and I will have the theme for basil shared in that video. Thank you all for being so understanding. I appreciate you all. Thank you, thank you, thank you. You can kind of see that I put a few garden plots down. I love little random patches of gardens. I think this is such a cottagecore thing as well, with just the random pumpkins and the potatoes. I always think those look so, so, so cute. And actually, I have the dark dirt path down there right now, but when I switch everything back to the lighter color, that gets changed to the lighter dirt path. Also, those planks, I'm pretty sure, go away too. It was a cute idea, but I'm pretty sure they go away. Yeah, here I am changing things back to the lighter colors. And actually, I think I don't even stick with this siding. I'm pretty sure I go back to like the common siding or the paneling or something. I really wanted to make this stone looking one work. It just seems so much like a cottage, and I go with something completely different in the end anyway. I revisit the exterior a couple more times, I think, maybe at least once more. I added some more depth with the lighter colored wheat fields sprinkled here and there. I love mixing the 2 colors. I always think that looks so, so, so pretty. I do end up putting the like lacy parasol. That's just like a quintessential cottagecore item. I do like kind of struggle with where I want to put it for a little bit because it's become a very full yard. But I just think if you're going to have cottagecore, you need to have an umbrella. The lacy parasol, kind of, to be exact, to be specific, okay? There I go. I got rid of the planks. Again, it was a good effort, A for effort. It was cute, kind of, but clearly I didn't love it. I changed that dirt coat to be the lighter one, which just makes more sense with the lighter colors. I'm adding some more like random cottagecore things, like the dropped papers. That's so... It's cottagecore to the core. You know what I mean? I feel like most stereotypical cottagecore builds have that dropped papers item. I add that picket fencing along the back, which I think is super cute. Here I am once again revisiting the exterior of the home, and I completely go in a different direction. I use a completely different siding, and I feel like this is where it all kind of comes together. I use the like brown paneling, and I feel like it really just brings the color scheme into one cohesive palette, if you will. We are pretty close to finishing the end of the exterior. I just add some finishing touches. I add like those milk jugs, like I said before, and then I do change the time of day to be early morning. I feel like cottagecore is the best at early morning. I don't know why. I add some stones to the front of the house, and then I do come out later, like in the middle of the interior build, and I add some bunnies. How can you forget the bunnies in a cottagecore build? Oh my gosh, those are essential too. So anyway, I'll just kind of let you finish watching the very end of this exterior, and I will see you when we move inside. All right, here we are inside, and like I said before, this ends up becoming a very cute and cluttered cottagecore bedroom with a little sewing section to it. And I will tell you one thing right now. As much as I love a cottagecore exterior, cottagecore interiors are where my heart resides, okay? I feel like interiors in general they have my heart. But cottagecore interiors, chef's kiss. Oh my God, I am obsessed. That is my go-to every single time. I feel like all of my bedrooms, all of my builds would look the same if I didn't force myself to do something different than what you're about to see. I love this wallpaper. I have that in my bedroom of my very first island. I love the ranch bed. I love the common flooring. I love that lacy rug. Everything about a cottagecore bedroom speaks to my soul. I would just like to make that very, very clear. So this is just straight up fun for me. I don't really have to think about it. It's like wherever the wind takes me, and the wind always takes me to a cottagecore bedroom, okay? I do mess around with the wallpaper again multiple times. I get really stuck on either this wallpaper or the common wallpaper that looks very much like the inside of a cottage, and I do think I stick with the floral one. I'm pretty sure I asked my husband which one is cuter, and he said this one, so this is the one I went with. Again, so many books, so many florals, so many just cutesy, cottagey things. I love all the different wall hanging items. I feel like Animal Crossing just like lends itself to cottagecore. It's like they're begging you to make a cottagecore build with all of these cute little things. I use this custom code of some roses and I put that on the wall. I love the little floral swag item. That is just, oh my God, cottagecore interiors, you guys. I could do these every single day and never get sick of them. And they would probably all look pretty similar, but it is what it is. I love them so much and you can't take them away from me. For a while, I did consider doing a kitchen and I wanted to use that clay furnace. And then I thought of the sewing items and I literally said out loud, "You're a genius, Samira. You're a genius," because how stinking cute to use the sewing item. And when I use the sewing machines, I get to use one of my favorite items in the game, which is the glass jar with the yarn balls. One of my absolute favorite items in this game, and I get so excited when I decide to do a little sewing build because I get to use that. Without fail, if there is a sewing machine in a build, the glass jar with the yarn, that's there. That will always be there. They go hand in hand. Sometimes I put a sewing machine in the build just so that I can use the glass jar with the yarn balls. I just think it is so cute. Okay, anyways, sorry. I don't know if you knew that I was in love with the little glass jar with the yarn balls, but now you do. I put more papers on the floor. Again, if you're going to do cottagecore, you need papers on the floor. Cottagecore, papers on the floor. It even rhymes. I don't make the rules, okay? I usually love to use this vintage dresser when I do little crafting areas because I feel like the little cubbies just make sense for something like a crafting situation. I do think I get rid of it because, yeah, I want to use the elegant dresser on the other side and it was too many dressers. You only need one dresser. I didn't want to go overboard with the dressers, so the vintage dresser had to go. I also wanted to use this little like mom's needlework? I don't actually remember what that item is called. I have never used this item in a build, that wall art. I try so often to make that work, but the space around it, because it has to take up a full tile, I find so awkward. I want to put like all the different variations in a vertical line, and because there's so much space in between them, it always looks so awkward and it genuinely angers me. I get so frustrated because it has so much potential and the spacing just always makes me angry. There, I switch out the piano stool for the little leaf stool, and that was another little moment where I was like, you are so smart, Amira. You can like kiss your brain because you are so smart and it is so, so cute. The little sunflowers painting, I feel like I've also said this before, that is like one of my favorite paintings, if not my favorite painting in this game. I have a print of it in real life and I have it in my apartment sometimes, and I love the whole thing. I do consider moving that whole little collage thing in the middle, but then I decide, nope, it needs to stay above the bed. That is where it was destined to be. Here I am deliberating on wallpapers once again. I go back and forth. I try out a few different ones, but mainly I go back and forth between this common wallpaper, which I still think is so cute, one of my favorites in the game, and then the like floral wallpaper. I test out some windowed ones. I try just some, I don't know, yellowy ones. I'm pretty sure this is where I'm asking my husband, which one do you like better? And he says this one. And so I say, okay. And whenever that happens, he always says, well, don't take my word for it. You know better than I do. And then I say, well, I wouldn't be asking you if I genuinely had no idea. And he just makes the decision for me. And it works out really well. I end up putting that little cubbied storage space in that, the little area where the vintage dresser was. And I love that item. It takes up so much space. And I love all the little trinkets in there. Dropped socks, obviously, such a cottagecore staple. You need the dropped socks. I end up putting a teapot on that little cubbied storage thing. I do go back and change that to be the mom's like cozy teapot because it just looks so much cuter with the little yarn wrapped around it. I don't think I have that on camera, just so you know. So when you see the little screenshots at the end of this video, just know I did change that. So don't be alarmed when you see a different teapot, and it turns out really cute, okay? Put some cushions on the floor because, You just need cushions. I love the cushions and they always look cute and I love them very much. I do change the couch to be the brown colorway because it just felt warmer. It felt more lived in. It felt just cute. I don't know. I liked it. I put the little cork board and then I go back and forth on different wall hangings. I really wanted to fill the space above the couch. I'm pretty sure I just put like the pitcher plant above there and call it good. But I really struggled. I felt like it looked so empty and I couldn't find something that I really, really loved. I really wanted to use this cuckoo clock. I feel like that is so cottagecore too, but I couldn't find a space that made sense without looking overly cluttered on the walls because I didn't want it to look too messy. You know what I mean? Anyways, we are coming up on the very end of this build. Thank you so much for hanging out with me today. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please consider liking and subscribing. It really would mean the world to me. I put out new videos every Wednesday, Friday, and Sunday. Thank you so much to all of my channel members. I really, really appreciate every single one of you and your support. I cannot express how much you all mean to me. Other than that, I will leave you here with some screenshots. I hope you are all having the most wonderful, wonderful, wonderful of days, and I cannot wait to see you in the next video. Goodbye.